Hello inspiring Charitam fans. How are you doing? We bring stories that are unique and inspirational. This story is about dynamics of relationship between father and children. Wait for the twist at the end. Sam and Mark were very close when they grew up. Sam was 3 years older than Mark and he protected his little brother dearly. They had an awesome childhood, a big family. His father, Alex, was retired US Army and was a disciplined man. He however was an equally doted father. He spent his life taking care of the children. His mother, Catherine, was always affectionate but was more into glamour and image. It was more important for her that what others would say than how would a person feel. When Sam was 15 years old, his parents adopted a girl, Emma. She was 4 years old then and of South Korean origin. This was international adoption. Alex always wanted a daughter and he was ecstatic about Emma. Catherine even though wanted the daughter but never put much attention. Sam however loved the little sister and they grew very close to each other. Everything changed in their life on the 22nd birthday of Sam. Sam already moved out of their house a few years by then. He was staying some half a mile away from his parents. On the birthday night, he was coming back from his birthday bash and was obviously drunk. He wasn't driving the car and was in the passenger seat. His friend lost control and they had a terrible accident. Sam was rushed to the hospital. He needed blood and a lot of blood. His friend who was driving was in even scarier condition. When his parents came to know, they rushed to the hospital. They tried donating blood and here everything stood exposed. He was Rh negative and his blood group did not match with his Alex, Catherine, and Mark. It would never match with his sister anyway. Understanding the circumstances, Alex kept quiet. He shared his deep anxiety and fear with Sam when he came back from the hospital. They spoke to each other, and said, no matter what they were father and son, and decided to go for a paternity test. Sam wasn't Alex's biological kid. Alex even though looked tough, but could not handle the outcome. It resulted in the divorce between his mom and dad. Mark was the biological son of Alex but he sided with his mother. It came to light that one of Catherine's friends was the biological father of Sam. His mom and his bio dad knew all along. Sam recalled that his mom's friend often visited him too, but after Mark was born, he visited less frequently. It all made sense then. Sam however refused to have any relation with his bio dad. He was the rock for Alex along with Emma. Mark in fact turned against his father and decided not to speak to him for months. This messed up Alex. He kept quiet and became depressed. Sam moved in with him and helped him raise Emma. Emma grew to be a very ambitious and kind woman. She adored her father and brother. Sam had a huge fight with Mark and their relationship was destroyed. Their mom apparently told Mark that his father was abusive in the early days and that is why she cheated. However, Sam knew how far it was from the truth. Sam never spoke to Catherine and Mark in their next few years. His mom got a good amount of money but eventually spent everything she had. She never held a job for long anyway. His mom also refused to speak to their daughter after the divorce. Catherine did reach out to Sam for money, but he remained distant from her. Mark on the other hand did not do well in his career too. He switched careers from one to another and never really got stable. He was married and divorced and had 2 kids. He wasn't the quite in his children's life as well. Mark tried reaching out to Sam and spoke to him as well, again for the financial help. Sam did help him on few occasions but majorly remained very low contact over the years. In 2020, Sam's accident was about 15 years. Sam didn't speak to Catherine for all these years. Catherine lived in government-aided quarters for low-income people. Mark has moved to the same city as Sam. Emma was engaged and had a son. She named it after Sam and Alex. She also lived very close to Sam and Alex's place. Sam is married and has 2 beautiful children as well. Sam, Alex, and Emma's family always celebrated Christmas together. Alex never became the same man. He did some jobs but wasn't that spontaneous man. He closed himself off emotionally. Sam and Emma remained his support. In March 2020, the virus took away his last breath. But before he passed away, he shared 3 handwritten books for his children, including Mark through his law firm to be shared after his death. Sam and Emma cried seeing that book that had memories since their childhood. There were so many things that they discovered regarding childhood. He also distributed his assets equally among all the 3 children. But when Mark received it, he could not take it. He was admitted to a psych ward for a good 1 month. Both Sam and Emma went to meet him for the first time in all these years. Mark had puffy eyes and cried. In the books, Alex put together all the memories and revealed something Mark never knew of. When Mark was a toddler, he had a critical kidney ailment and it was life-threatening. Alex donated one of his kidneys to him in childhood. He wrote in his book at the end, "You can never speak to me, love me or see me, but remember, I shall always be there with you till you live." Mark was torn apart. He never realized what he did to his own father. He was the only biological son of Alex, but he betrayed him. He was messed up. To date, Sam never understood why Mark had to end the relationship with Alex. Maybe there was more to it. But he wasn't interested in making it work with Mark anyway. Please leave your comments below about the story. Subscribe for unique and inspirational stories. Thank you for watching.